Have you ever found yourself stuck between a rock and a hard place and you've wondered, how the heck am I going to get out of here? Maybe you feel like no matter what you do, there's just nothing that you can do. You know what? I've been there and I've got a story to tell you. See, I had my family, our travel trailer, and two boulders that were not moving to let us through. I got to give you a little backstory. In 2019, my family and I gave away everything that we owned, and we hit the road with a tent and a toddler under two. We eventually upgraded to this guy that you see right here, and then another trailer after that. But we spent 2.5 years on the road traveling and adventuring. So this guy was our house, our freedom, and contained everything that we owned. We had just spent a week somewhere amazing in Utah exploring and adventuring. However, all good things must come to an end, and our poop tanks were quite full. This was the day we had to get out of there. And admittedly, at this point in our journey, I still had a major problem with control. So I was the one driving, and I saw this tree to the right side of our trailer. And it was going to be such a tight squeeze to try to get past this tree. And all my focus was over here because I did not want to just scrape off the side of our house. That would have been the end of our journey. So I'm pulling forward slowly, and all my focus is on the tree. And I swear that tree or our trailer sucked its gut in, maybe both. And we made it just in time for me to feel a big thud and hear a tearing of tin. Now, these are not noises that you want to hear when you're trying to get on your way. So we get out of the truck, we come to survey the damage, and I have somehow managed to get the tire of the trailer wedged between two boulders like this. Good job. I have brought the trailer up and over one boulder, and the tire is now settled between the two. We are literally stuck between a rock and a hard place, and we have no idea what to do. As we're looking at it, it seems like the only option would be to pick up the back of the trailer and scoot it to the right and then set it down again so we could drive. But though we're strong, we are not pick up a whole travel trailer strong. Now I know panic gets us nowhere, and just because you're stuck between a rock and a hard place doesn't mean you need to make a situation worse by getting all frantic about it. So I got back in the truck and I paused and I prayed and I took a deep breath. And I just said, God, I don't know why we're having this delay or why we needed to experience this today, but I know that you have a plan. Can you please send somebody who knows what to do about this situation? And I open my eyes from praying and I turn around and in all of his radiant glory, there is this angel that has appeared in a green expedition. And I flag him down and we say, Sir, I am so sorry. We are literally stuck in your way. Do you think that you could maybe help us? We have no idea what to do. And he gets out of the car and he comes over and he evaluates our situation. And he says, Yep, you sure did get her stuck. However, don't worry about it. We can get you out of this. See, I go four-wheeling every single weekend, and you would be surprised what these rubber tires can handle. He proceeds to have us wander all over the campsite and collect all of these smaller rocks and bring them back to him. And I watch as he begins to stack up these rocks and create a bridge over the boulder. So he builds a bridge on one side of the boulder, and he builds a bridge on the other side of the boulder. And then he has my husband, who is far less freaked out than me, get back in the truck and just really slowly, nice and easy, drive the trailer up the ramp and down the ramp. And the trailer's free. Now, this is really good because if it hadn't been gentle and the trailer had just slammed onto that boulder, it would have pierced the black tank, and our situation would have gone from difficult to incredibly stinky. Not to mention, our house would have been destroyed. We would have had to go to the shop. It very well might have been the end of our freedom journey. Now I know you're probably wondering, what on earth does this silly story have to do with me? Look, the reality is inevitably in our lives, we're going to find ourselves in some stinky situations. You are going to find yourself sometimes stuck between a rock and a hard place, not knowing how to get out of it. But if you can pause and you can pray and you can ask for help and then you can receive it, you can do something with it, you're likely going to find that you already had everything that you needed. You just needed someone to show you what to do with it. I've had lots of moments like this in my life where, I thought that our marriage was done and over, just like our trailer was. We were stuck between a rock and a hard place, where I have thought that my business was never going to go anywhere, that I was out of place. I've had thoughts along the journey that God led me so far just to leave me stuck. Those kind of moments where you're like, what the? Sometimes it's easy to get stuck in that struggle when really what we need to do is we need to breathe and pause and allow God space to make a way. If we can just let go of the story that the sky is falling long enough, that we can take that deep breath and we can find that pause, then we'll find ourselves, fixed up and right back on the road, right on our way. I pray that this silly story has touched you and it has reached you. And if it has, I hope that you'll stick around and stay and play. I share all kinds of stories about how God has been rewriting our story. And I just invite you to take your own kind of freedom journey today.